morning, we will continue to take our fourth grade reading and writing diagnostic assessment. Please make sure you have all your materials and follow along on the screen. Yesterday, we read the directions for the narrative text. So Ms. Jones is going to continue with the parts that we need to complete for today. So flip your pages over, take your time. We read the circuit. Continue to flip. And I can help you with this. We've done part 1 of part A, and we completed these pages. So continue to flip. You should see page 4 at the top. I'm sorry, question 4 at the top. So we continue to flip. Scroll down. Question 6, we've done that one. And then you had your constructive response, which we will work on. Continue to flip over. And here's our directions again on explanatory text. Today you will continue working on your reading and writing assignment. Today you will read 2 informational texts, answer some questions, and write an essay. Take your time to read the selections and the EBSR carefully. An EBSR is an evidence-based selected response. These items have a part A and a part B. You must answer both parts. You may reread and revisit the text throughout the assignment to help you. When you get to the PCR, which is the prose constructed response, you may use scratch paper for planning. Then use the lined notebook paper to compose your story. As you compose your essay, keep in mind all the things that good writers do. Follow directions in the prompt. So you're going to flip over. Now we're on this selection where you see the picture here. And I believe that's a turtle swimming. So I'm going to read the title. An ocean of trash. Tons of daily plastic junk are swirling around in the Pacific. The biggest garbage dump on Earth can't be found on land. In fact, it is miles away from the California shore. Far out in the ocean is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Experts thinks that it holds about 3.5 million tons of trash. Most of the garbage is made of plastic. All that floating trash is ugly. It's also dangerous. Animals get tangled in the junk. They can also choke if they eat it. Scientists say that plastic garbage kills about 1 million birds each year. An additional 100,000 ocean animals like dolphins and turtles also die. Turtles swimming with plastic bags. I want you to look here at this picture before we continue reading. This is a map of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And here is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Moves in the general area of the Pacific Ocean. Here you have Hawaii, Canada, the United States, and Mexico. A plastic water pool. The water out in the middle of the ocean moves around in a slow circle. This traps the trash and pushes it together. The trash is always moving with the currents, so the size of the garbage patch changes. But scientists say it is about twice as big as Texas. The garbage patch is not solid. Next page. You can walk on it. Much of the trash is made up of tiny pieces of floating plastic. One expert describes it as plastic soup. The plastic pieces come from bigger objects that break apart in the water. They come from bags, bottles, and many other items. You can see bottle caps, toothbrushes, and fast food forks. says Myra Finkelstein. She is a biologist who studies birds near the garbage patch. The bad news is that plastic doesn't biodegrade. That means that the plastic can drift in the ocean for hundreds of years, dumped in the sea. Ships sometimes dump trash. Broken fishing lines, nets can be found in the garbage patch, but most of the trash comes from land. When people throw litter on beaches, that garbage can wash into the ocean. Litter on the street can end up in the garbage patch too. When it rains, storm drains overflow. Garbage floats away into rivers and out to sea. Some of that trash ends up in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Some of it floats to different places. There are 4 other garbage patches and oceans around the world. Poisons in the patch. Many types of plastic contain dangerous chemicals. Plastic can also absorb chemicals from pollution in the water, such as an oil spill. When animals eat the plastic, some of the chemicals go into their bodies. Scientists are studying fish around the patch to find out just how toxic the plastic is for them. We found a fish the size of a finger with 84 small pieces of plastic in its stomach, says one scientist. Getting clean. Cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch won't be easy because much of the plastic is tiny. It is hard to get it all out of the water without harming marine animals. Scientists are looking for ways to remove all that trash from the garbage patch. In the meantime, they say that the most important thing is to stop more garbage from washing into the ocean. Zach Gold, 16, helps by cleaning up beaches and rivers where he lives. He is from the city of Santa Monica, California. Zach loves to surf, but he hates to see all the trash that reaches the ocean. It would be nice to catch a wave. Okay, I'm sorry. Zach, 16, helps by cleaning up beaches and rivers where he lives. He is from the city of Santa Monica, California. Zach loves to surf, but he hates to see all the trash that reaches the ocean. It would be nice to catch a wave and not have a plastic bag stick to my arm, he says. Cleaning up beaches is important, but people can also help by buying fewer plastic items and recycling plastic after they use it. Zach says that plastic water bottles and plastic shopping bags are a problem. These items are getting used for an hour at most, he told Action, and they can end up in the environment for hundreds of years. Zach believes that everyone should stop using plastic bottles and plastic bags. If we all make little changes like this, it can make a big difference. Now we're ready to answer the questions. Number 9, Part A. What is the meaning of the word biodegrade? as it is used in paragraph 6 of An Ocean of Trash. Does biodegrade, float away, sink, break down, recycle? Part B. Which detail from An Ocean of Trash best supports the answer to Part A? You see bottle caps, toothbrushes. The bad news is plastic can drift in the ocean for hundreds of years. Most of the trash comes from land. Number 10, Part A. What is the main idea of the article An Ocean of Trash? Some marine animals are endangered because they have been poisoned by the trash floating in the Pacific Ocean. Plastic trash doesn't decay and gets trapped floating in the ocean, potentially causing harm to the environment. People should stop using plastic bottles and bags. Ships leave trash behind in the ocean. Part B. Which sentence from An Ocean of Trash supports the answer to Part A? Scientists say that plastic garbage kills about 1 million birds each year. She is a biologist who studies birds near the garbage patch. Broken fishing lines and nets can be found in the garbage patch. Zach believes that everyone should stop using plastic bottles and plastic bags. Number 11, Part A. How does the author of the article use key details to support the main idea? By sharing information from experts and scientists, by listing all the types of trash found in the ocean, by using photographs of the garbage patch, by using dialogue to tell about the problem. Part B. Which detail from the article supports the answer to Part A? Photograph a turtle swimming with plastic bag. Scientists say that plastic garbage kills about 1 million birds each year. The plastic pieces come from bigger objects that break apart in the water. These items are getting used for an hour at most. Los Angeles bans plastic bags. Los Angeles becomes the biggest city in the U.S. to ban the bags. Paper or plastic? Shoppers are asked this every time they're at the grocery store, but in one major U.S. city, that is about to change. In his last week in office recently, outgoing Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa signed into law a ban on giving out plastic bags at grocery stores. He said this move will make Los Angeles a cleaner, greener city. You know how common these bags are because you see them everywhere. You've probably used them many times to carry things, but every year, more than 100 billion of these bags end up in the trash, most of them in landfills. Plastic bags are a particular problem because there are so many of them, and unlike a lot of other garbage, plastic does not break down quickly. In fact, it takes 10 to 20 years for a plastic bag to break down. It's not hard to understand why these bags have become so popular. They are cheaper to make than paper bags, and they are very light. Unfortunately, that makes them easily blown away by the wind. Many wind up in oceans and other places where they can be a threat to wildlife. A few years ago, San Francisco became the first major U.S. city to ban these bags. Now, Los Angeles becomes the largest city to do so. Los Angeles shoppers now have to bring their own reusable bags to grocery stores or pay 10 cents each for paper bags. The city will hand out 1 million reusable bags in low income areas, and small stores will have until next June to begin enforcing the ban. Los Angeles currently spends about $2 million a year to clean up plastic bag litter. This will make for a cleaner, greener LA. Every year we use 2 billion bags. That's 5 million bags a day, and only 5% of them are recycled. Former mayor of LA, Antonio Villaraigosa. Americans generate vast amounts of garbage. Americans create a vast amount of garbage. Every year we fill enough garbage trucks to form a line that will stretch from Earth halfway to the moon. The average American produces almost 5 pounds of trash per year. That's more per person than any other country in the world. And America has more than doubled its garage output just in the last 50 years. Much of the garbage we throw away is plastic, and a lot of that plastic ends up in oceans, perhaps the biggest garbage dump in the world. Believe it or not, it's floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, about 1,000 miles away from Hawaii. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, as some people call it, is hundreds of miles across and growing. It consists mainly of plastic trash. Unlike paper or food garbage, some plastic can take hundreds of years to biodegrade or break down. In the meantime, plastic garbage often gets eaten by fish or seabirds. This can make these animals very sick, or it can kill them. Nearly all experts agree that the main way to fight the problem is to reduce the amount of garbage, especially plastic, we produce. And one way to do that is to avoid using plastic bags when possible. Number 12, Part A. What does vast mean as it is used in the following sentence from the text? Americans create a vast amount of garbage. Does vast mean dirty, small, enormous, or long? Part B. Which detail provides evidence that Americans create a vast amount of garbage? Every year we fill enough garbage trucks to form a line. Much of the garbage we throw away is plastic. Some plastic can take hundreds of years to biodegrade. Plastic garbage often gets eaten by fish or seabirds. Number 13, Part A. What does produces mean as it is used in the following sentence from the text? The average American produces almost 5 pounds of trash per year. Does produces mean provides, gives, destroys, or makes? Part B. Which phrase from the text best supports the answer to Part A? Americans create a vast amount. Every year we fill. Stretch from Earth halfway to the moon. Doubles its garbage. Number 14, Part A. Which sentence best summarizes the passage? Los Angeles bans plastic bags. Plastic bags take years to break down. Landfills. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is made of trash floating in the ocean. people should always take paper bags to the grocery store, the city is trying to reduce the amount of plastic bags people use. Part B. Which of these sentences from the article best supports the answer to Part A? He said this move will make Los Angeles a cleaner, greener city. B. Unlike other garbage, plastic does not break down quickly. C. They are cheaper to make than paper bags, and they are very light. D. And a lot of that plastic ends up in the oceans. Part A for number 15. Which of the following is an important point from both texts? An ocean of trash and Los Angeles bans plastic bags. Cities can pass laws to ban plastic bags. Beach visitors need to do a better job of recycling. Scientists should find a solution to the trash problem. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch can be dangerous for sea animals. Part B. Which sentence from An Ocean of Trash and Los Angeles bans plastic bags best support the answer to Part A? Scientists are looking for ways to remove all that trash from the garbage patch. Nearly all experts agree that the main way to fight the problem is to reduce the amount of garbage. B. Zach believes that everyone should stop using plastic bottles and bags. Los Angeles shoppers now have to bring their own reusable bags to grocery stores. When animals eat the plastic, some of the chemicals go into their bodies. Many end up in oceans and other places where they can be a threat to wildlife. Zach says that plastic water bottles and plastic shopping bags are a problem. Much of the garbage we throw away is plastic, which best supports the answer of Part A. Okay, for number 16, you're going to need your lined paper and a pencil to respond to the constructed response. You have read the article, and An Ocean of Trash and Los Angeles bans plastic bags. Think about the key details in each article about the problems of plastic trash. Write an essay explaining the problems caused by plastic trash. Integrate information from both texts to support your ideas. To create a well-written essay, write a beginning that gets readers interested in the subject and set up to learn more about it. Include facts and details such as examples, quotations, or statistics to teach readers important information and ideas about the subject. Organize your writing to best teach readers about your subject and use transition words, for example, in contrast, another, to help readers understand how the information goes together. Write an ending, ideally one that reminds readers why your subject is important. Use proper language and conventions, such as capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. Now it's time for you to start writing. Please know that you can always review. Thank you.